Alright, the Switch 2 has been out for a while, and we know how great Mario Kart World is, but let's be real, this isn't gonna last forever. We need new games. So right now, we have already confirmed Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out. Now I know not that many people are excited for this game like they were Mario Kart World or probably Mario Odyssey when that came out, but it's still gonna do pretty well. Aside from this, we know that Pokemon Legends ZA is going to come out later this year, but that's still quite a ways away. Besides those games, we really don't have anything of significance announced for the Switch 2, except for some upgrades to Kirby and the Forgotten Land and Mario Party Jamboree. So just looking at the games outside of first party, there's not that much. I mean, there's Tony Hawk coming out, there's a new Madden game coming out, but let's be real, that's not a console selling type of lineup, you know what I mean? We're looking for the type of lineup that we saw in 2017 when the Switch came out. We had The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This list of games for the first year of the Switch is insane, and I'd be shocked if Nintendo didn't try to at least replicate it a little bit. Now just looking at it, I'm not really sure if we're gonna get a 3D Mario within the year. I highly doubt it. I think the holiday game is already Pokemon Legends ZA. As for other games that might come out during the year, some people have been speculating maybe a Zelda game, but to be honest, I think it's just too soon after Tears of the Kingdom and Echoes of Wisdom for there to be another Zelda game already this year. And well, 2D Mario, obviously Wonder came out, so we're not really worried about that. Super Mario Odyssey is, well, really, really old, and that was the last 3D Mario we got, so if anything, we're due for that. Splatoon, we know, is getting a new game, and that does look really, really cool, so not sure when that's going to come out exactly, but that does look pretty interesting. But we've still yet to see a console seller for the holidays. Pokemon arguably is, but something a little bit more close to home with Nintendo is what we're looking for. And a lot of people have noticed there hasn't really been any big announcements. Like there's been a couple smaller announcements in previous directs, but nothing crazy. And I think that's because Nintendo is trying to create the biggest Nintendo Direct of all time. A Nintendo Direct that is so big that it's not just going to be talked about for its main title. It's going to be talked about for the multiple things that they announce. So in a way, this video is going to be predicting what the next Nintendo Direct is going to be, because I think that's going to reveal basically the entire next year of Nintendo. So first of all, I want to talk about 3D Mario. Where is 3D Mario? And the answer is, I think we know that there's got to be a 3D Mario in the works. The question is, what is it going to be? Is it going to be a sequel to Odyssey? And when is it going to come out? I think if they're going to release a Mario game, bringing it out at the most recent Nintendo Direct, which will probably be maybe the end of June. It really depends. Obviously, if you're watching this after the Nintendo Direct, then this doesn't apply. But essentially, I'm expecting Mario Odyssey to get a form of a sequel, maybe not in name Odyssey 2, but I think fundamentally we're going to get a very similar game, but it's going to be completely open world. This is going to be a true open world Mario experience. This is going to be something that shakes up the gaming industry, and I think it's going to be insanely impressive visually. Like way more impressive than Mario Odyssey was. And Mario Odyssey looked really good on release. But with the power of the Switch 2, I think they're going to take it to a place never seen before. So what is Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever going to be? Well, I don't really know. Could basically be anything. It could be similar to Bowser's Fury. It could be something with the capture mechanic. We don't know, but I'm excited for it regardless. Also in this Nintendo Direct, I think we're going to be hearing at least one or two more GameCube games be announced. What will those games be? I think Luigi's Mansion is almost a lock that we're going to get maybe within the next year or two. We have to get the original Luigi's Mansion, I believe. Luigi's Mansion was one of the biggest games for the GameCube. You know, it was a launch title, and I think that for it to not be on the virtual console version would be strange. I mean, Super Mario Sunshine isn't on here, but I kind of understand that, you know, with 3D All Stars and stuff. But there is a chance that would come as well, but I don't think so. I think Luigi's Mansion is definitely going to come. I think we also do have a genuine shot at getting something like a Super Mario Strikers. I mean, it's a very old game, but we do know that Nintendo has put sports games in the past on their virtual consoles, so who knows. There are a couple other games I wouldn't be surprised to see. There could be some Kirby Air Ride on GameCube, who knows, because there's a sequel to Kirby Air Ride coming out soon. There's Wario World, which is a very forgotten game, but it's a pretty cool one. Super Monkey Ball 2, that's a very big pull, but hey, that was a good game. But none of these titles really jump out to me, except for Luigi's Mansion. So I think we'll definitely see Luigi's Mansion appear as a game that we'll get. And as much as I would love to get the Pokemon games, I am very doubtful we're going to get Pokemon on any virtual console. What I think we're going to get, besides GameCube, a release date for the new Professor Layton game. I know this is a little non-first party, but it is currently announced to be released in 2025. We don't have a release date for it, and the halfway mark of the year is coming up, so we are pretty much bound to get a release date for this game soon. Probably another of a trailer maybe, but Professor Layton fans, we will be getting a new game this year, so stay tuned for that. Also in this direct, I think we'll get more information about Kirby Air Riders. This game is going to be pretty big with Kirby fans, probably pretty big amongst normal people who just have the Switch, but I don't know, it's nothing insane. We also could get more announcements for Switch 2 editions of games. Some people think we might get Mario Maker 2, which is pretty cool idea, you know, Mario Maker 2 with some extra content on Switch 2, especially with the mouse mechanic. I'd 100% see that as a potential thing they're going to give us. I think it's a lock that we'll see more about Metroid Prime 4. This is a game people know is coming out on the original Switch. Not much word on the Switch 2, but there will be a Switch 2 version 100%. They wouldn't just not release it on this console. As for the release dates of the things like Metroid Prime 4 and Kirby Air Riders, I would expect late this year. Maybe September, August, potentially December. However, if they do go ahead and announce a Mario game, a 3D Mario game, if they do, I don't think anything else is going to come out in December, because I think that Mario game will come out late November, and they don't want to kind of stack on any too big of names. Now, there is some other stuff we can speculate in a direct, like maybe we could see some announcements for games that are going to come out in 2026, and who knows, right? Because 2026, let's compare it to 2018 for the original Switch. 2018 wasn't the biggest year for the Switch, but it had probably one of its biggest games, Super Smash Bros. And Smash Ultimate was a time to be alive, right? It was a spectacle seeing all these DLC characters be announced. At the Game Awards, it was super cool, but I don't know if we're getting a Smash so early on into this console's life. We have no clue at the state of Smash Ultimate's sequel at all. I mean, we know that Sakurai was working on a secret game, but with Kirby Air Riders coming out, I think he genuinely meant that was Kirby that he was working on. I'm a little nervous because I'm a big fan of Smash and I want to see it, but I genuinely don't know if we're going to get it anytime soon. I would not be surprised if after Kirby, then that game begins development. We'll see though. Animal Crossing. This is a game that surprisingly is already 5 years old, Animal Crossing New Horizons. And, well, it wouldn't be the craziest thing to see an Animal Crossing sequel to New Horizons come out already. That is not out of the question. Is it likely? No. But is it possible? 100%. I have no clue what this would be, but I'm an Animal Crossing fan. I didn't like New Horizons at all. Hopefully, if they do announce it, it is better than whatever New Horizons was, because I did not like that game. And, of course, I have to talk about it. The next generation of Pokemon. Legends EA is still in Gen 9, so Gen 10 of Pokemon is not started with the end of the year. It's probably going to start, I would have to guess, at the end of next year. It's so impossible to tell. Pokemon Gen 10 has no buzz in terms of any reveals or announcements. We're literally just waiting. You know, with that being said, I think there's a good chance that we get an announcement for Pokemon not at the next direct, at maybe Pokemon Day next year, and then they'll release Gen 10 a year apart from ZA, because I think ZA is going to be enough to support a whole year of Pokemon. That game looks huge. And I guess as just like an extra little fun thing that might be announced is maybe some sort of Mario sports game. I have no clue what. I don't think it'll be a golf. I think it'll be a Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis is due for a new game. Mario Golf, definitely not. Yeah, I think we'll see that. Or maybe a Mario Baseball. Because I'll tell you what, I went to Japan a couple weeks ago. Baseball is only getting bigger by the day. You know, with how good Shohei Ohtani is in the MLB, would not be surprised if Japan was the market for a new baseball game. So yeah, that's possible. And yeah, that's pretty much the predictions I have for this year and next year. So you might be noticing, okay, so what's the console seller? Well, it's probably the Mario, but I don't know when they're going to release it. I really don't know. Splatoon is going to do amazingly. So some people might consider that a console seller. Mario Kart is obviously huge. Donkey Kong is going to be a decent game. We'll see. I think the year of the launch of the Nintendo Switch is going to be regarded as a very, very strong year, but we can't really predict too much based on what we've seen. All I know is that I think that Nintendo is gearing for the greatest direct of all time. I mean, we're going to get a ton of Switch 2 editions. I mean, games like Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, right? 30 FPS? You really think that's going to stay on the Switch 2? Yeah, I don't think so. And they definitely want to get more sales onto Thousand Year Door because that game was too good to not perform better than it did. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door's remake did not perform as great as it should have. And yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and make a Switch 2 edition and probably get more eyeballs on it with the new release of the console. That would do really, really well. You could literally predict any franchise getting, you know, a new game on Switch. So let me know in the comments what your predictions are. I see you guys in the next video.